Hey, Money and Civic Life students, welcome to today's lesson. You are going to need for this checking simulation, you are going to need your green How to Do Your Banking book. I also provided you in class with this paper version of the check register. This check register is also on page 20 right here, but I find that it's easier, and you might find it too, as you're doing this activity, it's going to be easier to have your check register right next to you. In real life, you're going to have a checkbook and a check register next to each other, and you're going to get to see what bills you pay. So it kind of saves you from flipping back and forth. If you want to do it in the book, go right ahead. The book is yours to keep, so you can write in the book. But I would encourage you to write in pencil. I know that normally whenever you write checks, you're going to write in pen so that nobody can erase and change what you have written. But for the purpose of our activities, you might want to write in pencil so that if you need to erase something and change it, you very easily can do that. Another thing that you need is a calculator, and if you don't have a regular calculator, you can use one on your phone. That's perfectly fine as well. I'm going to take you through the first couple steps of this checking simulation so you kind of get a hold of what the steps are and how to complete them rather than me just throw you to the wolves to do it all by yourself. If you want to try it by yourself and you want to watch this video to see if you're doing it okay, you can pause the video, try it yourself, and then check your answers with me as we go. But if you want some pointers and some guidance before you start the simulation, then continue watching. Okay, so the situation starts on page 18, and we are going to start by reading that today is May 15th payday. You work for Smith & Ramirez, the furniture maker, and you bring home a check for $1,134.10. Now, if you come over here to your check register, you will notice that you have dates from May 3rd all the way down to the 13th. If you look over on your situation, we are starting with May 15th. So we have covered a lot of the month already. So we will be starting right down here. So since it told us that the first day that we get our paycheck and we're going to be making a deposit, that is going to start with May 15th. And that's the day that we're going to be making that deposit. Now, this column here is for the number or code of your transaction. So deposits are going to get a DP. And if you take a look up here, this is kind of like a guide right up top here that if you're not using a check number, you can use one of those numbers to put into your number or code list here. So since we are making a deposit, we're going to put DEP right there. And this is going to be our paycheck for Smith & Ramirez. And make sure you write paycheck. Now, since this is a deposit, this is the column for payments or withdrawals, like from your ATM. That's going to go in with the withdrawal section or the payment section because this is all information that is coming or payments that are coming out of your account. However, with our paycheck, we are making a deposit, so we want to log that into the deposit line. So what we're going to do is we're going to write $1,134.10 into the deposit area. Now what we have to do is take our calculator and we're going to add our old balance with it, which is $338.81. And we are going to add, because this is our paycheck, it's being added to our account, $1,134.10. And that is going to give us a new balance of $14.72.91. This column is for the dollars. This column is for the cents. All right, now let's take a look at the next thing that we're doing, which is we did record it in our register, but now we have to fill out something called a deposit ticket. So when you go to the bank and you're making a deposit, you need to fill out a ticket which is going to accompany your check. So we are going to write today's date. So in the simulation, it is 5/15, and we can say it's 2020. You only sign right here if you're getting cash back, but we are not doing that. If you're depositing cash, you would fill in that information there, but we're not doing that. But we do have a check that is coming in for our paycheck, so we need to log that on, $1,134.10. And then we don't have anything else besides our paycheck, and so our total is going to be $1,034. And then 10. We are not taking out any cash, So this is just going to be a regular old deposit of $1,134.10. Now, endorsement. Here is where we're going to take a look here. We are going to endorse this so that we can put it into our account. So we're going to take a signature there. There we go. You're going to write your account number. So where do we find our account number? So on a check, this is going to be your routing number right here, and this is going to be your personal account number that you see right here. So if you want to write that down, that is going to be over here, 87,39,047. All right. We are also going to deposit it, and I'm going to put for deposit. For deposit only is a restrictive endorsement, so the nice thing about that is that only you can cash that at the bank. Nobody can deposit it and take checks out of it, so it only can be deposited into the bank. So this is really nice. I don't like to sign my check until I get to the bank, so that if it happens to be stolen or somebody steals your wallet, then they can't deposit that check and take your money. So now we have done the paycheck and recorded it in our check register. We filled a deposit ticket and we endorsed it. We gave it to the bank. Now we have some bills to pay, and today is May 20th. As you go through these steps, you can feel free to put check marks next to the things that you have already done. So if you finish each step and you want to give it a nice check mark to make sure that you do everything, go right ahead and do that. This is your book to work in. So we have to write a check, number 126, to Safe and Secure Financial for our monthly car payment of $317.60. So we're going to go with our first check, which is check 126. Since today is, again, May 20th, we're going to put 5/20/2020. It is going to Safe and Secure Financial. The amount is for $317.60. And then now you have to write this out in words. So we're going to write this out in $317, and you draw a line over, and you're going to put your cents on top of your 100, which means the dollar. So we have 60 cents out of one full dollar. The memo is the area where you're going to put information about what you wrote that check for. So this was our car payment. And then you're going to sign your name. And now, if you happen to make a mistake, you can write void across your check. Or if you make a small mistake, you can put your initials, that initial, and say that you actually made a mistake. You know you made a mistake, and here's you fixing it, and you're still going to use this check anyway. That is perfectly fine. Now, we can't forget to record this in our check register. So since we did check 126, put that in there. Today's date is 5/20, and we wrote we were a car payment to Safe and Secure Financial. I like to put the reason why I wrote the check and then the company that I wrote it to, just to make sure that I, understand whenever I look back to that, what that actually means. And then we are going to do a payment. Since that's a payment that's being written out of our account, we need to write $317.60. And then we come back to our balance right here, our previous balance from our paycheck. We're going to punch that into the calculator, $1,472.91 minus my $317.60, and that's going to leave me with a balance of $1,155.31. All right, let's move on here. Now we have another check for the amount of $67.90 payable to Public Cell for our cell phone bill. The bill was May 10th, okay? However, we are paying this on May 20th. So you want to make sure that you can stay consistent with the day that you're actually writing it out. So we're going to come over here, 5/20/20, And the company is called Public Cell. The amount is $67.90. $67.90 over 100. Sign your name, and then make sure you put in what the purpose was our cell phone bill. And then over here, we're going to fill out this deposit ticket. All right, so now we have written our check. It is time to go over and plug that into our check register. So we wrote the check that's the check number right there, 127. Put it in the code or number of check column. We are still on 520, and we wrote the check to Public Cell, and it was our cell bill. And that is a payment to someone else, so we want to put it in this column right here, $67.90. And then we will take our calculator, and that is our balance, 1155.31 minus 67.90 is going to give us 1,087.41 cents. Make sure that you write clearly over here so that you can see what the amount actually is. So when you come back to you do another balance whenever you add in next time, that you can actually read what you wrote. If we take a look, we made a vendor payment to Hometown Electric for our electric bill. And for the purposes of this exercise, it says to record it as an automatic payment or an AP and note it as a vendor payment for the payment here. So it says to record our confirmation number we received from the payment, and that's what it is in your description. So you can go ahead and do that. So we are not writing a check for this one. So this is one that automatically came out of our account. So this is essentially like using your debit card, but doing online bill pay. So we would come over here, and since that gives us a code of an automatic payment, it is still on 520, and it was a vendor payment to Hometown. Hometown Electric. Sometimes writing down the confirmation number, if a company makes an error or something like that, if you get a confirmation number, you can give them that and they can look up to see that you actually paid something. So if you keep track of those payments, sometimes it can save you some money in the long run. So now we have an ending balance of $1,087.41, and we're going to subtract. That was, let's come back over here, $65.50. So you want to list that right there as a payment. And then we're going to use our calculator to subtract that. $65.50 is going to give us our new balance of $1,021.91. So what I would like you to do is for you to try the rest of the checking simulation. You're going to complete pages 18 and 19. So follow along with the directions. Use the check marks as you can. Only use the checks when it tells you to write the check, and make sure you maintain your check register and you fill out a row for each transaction that you have. So we will go over these in class, and I will give you an answer key after you show me that you've completed this so that you can check your work afterwards. Have a great day.